Greetings, traveler. A magical journey awaits you in this game called life, if you will accept it.
How to live your life like a video game. Do you ever wish that real life was more like a video game? Well, it turns out that it is. You just have to know how to play it. Life can be thought of as the ultimate game, a game which you can win or lose. Many of the strategies that we apply to video games can be used or related to real life so that you can win. My life has exponentially improved once I started to treat life like a video game. And the crazy thing is, it actually works like it is. Let me explain what I mean by this and how to do it in your own life. Firstly, understand that you are the hero, the main character in this game. Act as if it is so. This does not mean discount or ignore others entirely, but do everything in your power to improve your life, to improve yourself. You are the one that you spend the most time with in life. You have to enjoy it and live it under your terms. You have to create your story, create the future you want. You are the hero. Imagine everything in your storyline goes the way that you want it to, because the hero always wins in the end. Understand that it's not real. It's not so serious. People lose in this game because they take it too seriously. They take things as super, super important and the world's going to end if this happens. And hey, if it's just a video game, then that's not the case. Now, you're much more likely to do something silly but fun in a video game, right? Compared to real life. You think, what if people judge me? I don't want to look stupid in real life, but in a video game, you're just going to go for it because it's fun. Realize that everything that you do, no one's really thinking about you as much as you may think. You don't want to have any regrets on your deathbed because you let the so-called seriousness of something or not wanting to look silly stop you from doing something. So take the hint from the video game and just pursue whatever it is that is enjoyable or fun to you without a care for what people think. Have you ever had social anxiety as a video game character? No. You'll jump around, swing weapons, cast spells, wear crazy armor, whatever you want, because you don't care what those NPCs think of you. You're the main character. You're on the main quest. It doesn't matter at all. They're not part of your main quest, so it doesn't matter. In most games, you can't just start fireballing random NPCs just because they're not important characters, so I don't recommend we do that in real life. But you shouldn't give them any heed. That is, they can help you on your quests, they can give you tasks and help you in things, but you're not going to not do what you want, not complete your main quest because of what some random NPC is saying. And real life should be the same. Speaking to NPCs, open a dialogue. Why? They could have tasks for you. You can go up to people and ask for quests. Say something like, is there anything interesting going on around here? Can a young adventurer help you with anything? I guarantee you this will lead to some interesting side quests, some missions, some stories, and enjoyable times in your life. Become a part of your community, seriously. Talk to people that you don't know. You just never know when a connection can lead to something beautiful or helpful. I've experienced many a fun side quest because I just spoke to the people that I encounter on my journey. Join communities, events, and even start projects that excite you with other people. In video games, we can level up by practicing a skill. Practicing something, you're going to get better at it. Public speaking, lifting, cooking, romance, acting, martial arts, selling things. Every rep that we can do in real life is experience points to the next level. And all you have to do is think about hobbies and skills in this way that we intuitively know in video games, but most people have a block. They don't want to be seen as a noob or they don't want to be seen as a beginner. But all you have to do is continue to do something. You'll get experience and you will level up. There may even be these boss levels within each progression of these skill trees, an important work speech, a powerlifting meet, launching a new product. And when you go through that boss level, you unlock a new level of achievement. You level up. All you need to know is that if you do it, you'll get better at it. So don't let being a beginner put you off even practicing when even a video game, you would just go and start mining and then your mining increases. It's very simple and real life works the same way. Healthy substances equal power-ups. Nutrient-dense foods, herbs, adaptogens, these equal permanent stat boosts. Energy, mood, focus, strength. We can increase the power levels of our character by taking in these power-up healthy substances. So in video games, you can drink health potions. You can use magic herbs in order to recover, increase your magic points, or heal yourself. The same is true in life. Have you ever been super depleted from exercise or sport, then had a fresh coconut water or a watermelon juice with added minerals in, or raw milk and raw honey? And you're immediately revitalized, you're re-energized. That's pretty much a magic potion. The same thing happens in video games. Maybe you're drinking a fermented raw milk and your bones literally get stronger the next day. That's happening in real life, not just in video games. A tea of blue lotus flowers and your third eye magical powers can increase. This is all real. So treat food and herbs and other things like that in this way. Really feel and give it this magical effect, and you can enhance the effect that these substances have on you when you treat it in this way. We can cast magic spells. All of us. Words are power. Self-talk rewires the brain and brings you into coherence with that field of resonance. If that's not magic, then what is? Giving someone a wonderful compliment and seeing their happiness increase. Is that not a happiness spell? Saying affirmations is literally putting out words that have certain meanings that weave together to create a certain energy. Your word is your magic wand. Daily spells such as gratitude affirmations, statements of a reality that you want to create, abundance, the more you speak these things, the more it will be so in your mind and it will shape reality. I've talked about this many, many times in terms of what you think, what you say, what you speak becomes what you believe, and what you believe becomes what you see in the world. That is magic in its purest sense. If we're talking about words, spelling is to do with words, spelling. Boom, there you go. So in the video game of life, we can also connect to the mainframe. Meditation and prayer are these focused sessions where we're kind of plugging into the source code, right? We can kind of go into this creation mode. Intentional thought is putting in energy, cheat codes into that reality. So if we're in a meditative or prayer session and we're putting out these cheat codes into reality, which then reflect back to us. Once you get good at that, you might as well be programming your own video game. So you can imagine that you're plugged into the mainframe via thought and bring forth creation with these God powers. You've ever used those hacks in video games to do whatever you want, fly around? I haven't unlocked flight in this life video game yet. However, if you think and believe that you are connected to this reality in the same way, you will receive benefits and you will see powerful changes in your life. When it comes to finances or earning gold pieces, you can treat money as this kind of internal credit game. If you've ever played World of Warcraft or something similar, you had to go gather, do quests, or otherwise acquire gold for selling things. It's the same in real life. Find something that people want to buy. That mentality can remove some of the seriousness about financial gain. It's this big struggle that people sometimes have, is they take it too seriously or they overthink it, and they have these blocks in them that they can't necessarily get around the issue of increasing their abundance and their wealth and money acquisition in real life. But if they'd played a video game, they may have hundreds of thousands of gold pieces because they've just done a quest over and over, sold some herbs that they gathered over and over to the auction house, so on and so forth. If you just treat this life as a video game, your bank balances this kind of credits and you do certain things and it increases, then that's a much kind of simpler understanding of it and something that I like to think about. You can monetize your skills, you trade time for experience and credits, you learn knowledge, and then with all of these gold coins that you accumulate, you can then spend them wisely, right? You can invest in gear for yourself, clothes, equipment that upgrades your character, your ability to withstand cold, for example, if you buy a wool jacket, increased grip strength if you buy gloves, faster move speed with new shoes, much more. So I like to think about it like this. What can you buy that's going to up-level your character and your experience of the video game? You have to think of your aura and your energy. As a video game character, we may acquire buffs or debuffs. This means a temporary power increase if it's a buff or a power decrease if it's a debuff. And these can come and go based on whether we get a spell cast on us or we're in a certain area, or we have a battle with a poisonous frog and we get a poison debuff. The same exists in real life, right? So we have an aura, we have our energy. You want to keep your energy clean. You want to increase your buffs and get rid of the debuffs. So toxic people and environments and foods and air quality, any of these things which kind of are in our environment and there are certain type of energy, our connections to toxic people, these are debuffs. And we want to make sure that we get rid of those in order to improve our life. So analyze things, analyze your relationships, analyze your habits and your foods and things like that. What gives you these power-ups, these buffs, and what gives you these debuffs? And make sure that you're making the choices so that you're permanently buffed up as much as is possible. Recharging that aura and energy field. Things like nature walks, boom, your aura is recharged. The sauna, you're cleansing out those debuff poisons. Grounding, walking barefoot, going for an ocean swim, or even just silence and meditation. These are all practices which can recharge your aura and increase your own self-casted buffs and get rid of debuffs that we may have had from going about the world. So I think it's a really cool way to think about these things, and you feel it like it's very real. Understand, in a video game, there's no fear around anything because you can just restart the level. You can just try again. Failure, in this sense, is just free data that you get to beat the level next time, and you can just try again. Now, with life, the video game of life, you can just do that. You can fail, and all you're getting is an understanding of how that boss fight goes, how that level goes. And then when the time is right, you can start again. You can launch a business again. You can ask a girl out again with new information and more experience, and eventually you will beat that level and go on. So again, the mentality of having life as a video game, it's much less serious. And in that way, when we reduce the seriousness of things, we can just access a level of play and enable us to move through the world with a much better attitude that brings us more success and happiness. In video games, there may be parts of the game that aren't really enjoyable. You can just go somewhere else, go to a different quest, go to a different battle. This works for, in real life, for geography, but also the people that you're around. If people aren't helping you towards your goals and you're not enjoying this part of life, you have the ability to just go somewhere else, change your quest, change activities, go raid a different dungeon. If you're not having fun, you can just go somewhere else. I think, again, the whole principle of being the main character and understanding you can create anything in your life, you can just decide what quest you want to write and what quest you want to fulfill. You're not stuck in any situation. And I think people, they release their power, they release their belief in themselves to change everything in their life. And if you really reframe everything as, okay, main character, this is a video game, I can do anything I want, then you have that ability to pursue anything that is you desire. And I love this perspective of life being a video game because it acts like it is. and it helps in many, many regards with a lot of the common psychological triggers and barriers that people have that keeps them stuck in life. And that's why I put this video together. So now you understand that life is simply a video game. Go and live life in the most enjoyable way that you can think of. In the process, you might find that you have beaten the game that you've been playing, but then you can increase the difficulty as you get to a higher level. But that is a discussion for another time. So what's your next quest going to be?